Reading about night 355 to find out what happened to the bear and the woman and the butcher. Morning now dawned, and Scheherazade broke off from what she had been allowed to say. Then, when it was 355th night, she continued, I have heard, O fortunate king, that Wardan went on. The woman said, Wardan, which would you prefer to do? Listen to what I tell you and so live in safety and luxury until the end of days, or disobey me and so bring about your own death. I chose to listen to you, I said, so say what you want. Cut my throat then, she said, as you have cut the throat of the bear, and then take that what you want of this treasure and go off on your way. I am better than the bear, I told her, and so turn in repugnance to Almighty God, and I will marry you, after which we can live on this treasure for the rest of our lives. Warden, you said, there is no chance of this, for how can I live now that the bear is dead? By God, if you won't cut my throat, I shall kill you, and if you bandy words with me, you will die. This is the vice that I have for you, I said. I shall kill you then, and you will go to hell with God's curse on you. So I seized her by the hair and cut her throat. She went to hell, cursed by God, the angels, and all mankind. My goodness. After that, I looked around the place and found more gold, ring stones, and pearls than any king could collect. My goodness. So these are quite intriguing stories. No wonder the king kept listening to them. So I took the butcher's basket. I put in as much as I could carry, and covering it with the cloak that I was wearing, I then carried it out of the treasure chamber and went off. When I reached the gate of Cairo, I saw 10 of Al-Hakam's guards advancing, followed by Al-Hakam himself. Wardan, he called to me, and I said, at your service, your majesty. Have you killed the bear? And the woman, he asked. When I told him that I had, he told me to put down the basket that I was carrying on my head and said, don't be anxious. All the wealth that you have with you in yours, and no one will try to take it from you. When I placed the basket in front of him, he uncovered it, and after looking at its contents, he said, tell me about the woman and the bear. Although I know what happened as I had been there with as I told him the story, he kept saying, that is true, and then he told me to come with him to the treasure chamber. I went there with him, and when he found the trapdoor shut, he said, lift it, Warden, for no one but you can open this treasure chamber, for enchantment has been laid on it in your name and with your description. I protested that I wouldn't be able to open it, but he said, come on, with the blessing of God. So I moved forward and calling on the name of Almighty God. When I stretched out my hand to the trapdoor, it gave up as though it weighed nothing at all. Al-Hakam then said, go down and bring up what you find there, for since the time that the place was built, it has been decreed that only someone bearing your name and fitting your description would be able to enter it. I had seen it written that you were destined to kill the bear and the woman, and I have been waiting for this to happen. Wardan went on. I went down, and when I had brought out all the treasure for Al-Hakim, he called for his pack animals and had it removed, but he gave me my basket and its contents. I took this back home and then opened a shop in the market. This market still exists and is known as the Market of Wardan. The story is told. That's the end of it. Weird. I don't know if it's a new story. The story is told that the daughter of a certain sultan, fell in love with a black slave. Okay, so now the daughter of the sultan fell in love with a black slave who deflowered her. My goodness.
Who did what?
Deflowered. You know what that is?
I don't know, but I guess.
Who deflowered her. She then developed such a passion for sexual intercourse that she could not do without it for a single hour. She complained of this to one of her ladies. Who told her that nothing could copulate more frequently than an ape. Oh my goodness. As it happened, an ape leader with a large ape passed beneath her window. The girl unveiled her face and, looking down, winked at the ape, which burst its bonds and chains and came up to her. She kept it hidden away in her room and it spent its time day and night eating, drinking, and copulating. Her father found out about this and was about to have her put to death. Now, let's see. There's a lot of sex in these books. We were reading about the finishing of night 355, about what happened to the guy who killed the bear. And then we got a new story about the woman, the sultan's daughter, who had sex with the black slave.